because we need to cover something in the garage that you guys cannot see. All right. Top secret. All right. So there's this cover. We need to have that because our cargo bike, our cargo cycle, is in the making. How can we? I don't know if it's too dark here inside. You have to sit. Come with me. Sit with me. Let's talk about this part specifically, right? So when you have this here, that is new to the market. It's not, released yet. It's not on the market yet. Issues with it, like the clicking buttons does not always sound the same. You're reporting that. The reporting part is you pull out this part here. You make your notes on the software version through the readout system, plus the hardware version that is, how do you say, stamped on this part, right? You do the notes through a specific system, different from customer to customer, that they use for their reporting. You report that this noise is not something that I like as a customer, right? Am I the only person that is reporting that? How many people reported that? How many times that issue came up? Maybe this one clicking sound that was not in a same as it was maybe once. Maybe there was something sticky inside. You have to do like a little pre-analyze with that just to see maybe there was some dirt or water or something like this. Like, we had this too in the past. Like, oh, it's already sticky. So when you push it once, it's gone. Do you see that? Did you hear that? So, and this one is also not pushed a long time ago. And again, did you hear that? That was a difference. So this is something that, you need to consider before you do your reporting. When you see that and you hear that, is this really an issue? Or is this something like a, how do you call it, user error? This could also be something that you can mention in your report because, we're all humans. This can't always happen. Is this part made for spills? And, like how many times can I do that before it really doesn't work anymore? I would definitely mention that, but here, obviously, nothing happened here. I know that because I drove this car in and I used those buttons. And after a long time of period and standing here, pushing that one button again, now it works, right? But the sound is now the same after pushing it one time. So this is something that could be reported too. So back to the process. You report that, and then you get the feedback from the customer. Okay, how many times did that happen after several periods of time? Who else reported that? How many times it got reported? Does the other locations with the same car, same software version, same hardware version has the same issue? Is it related to the heat, the weather conditions that we have here at that station? Like, there are so many factors that also goes into the conclusion of, okay, this is something that we really need to take care of as an OEM. We really need to make the change of the hardware. Maybe also the software as well, because this also might have a functional issue on the screen here as well. But this is, again, a different topic, and it's a different department as well. So this has an own department, this part here, right? And then they decide, okay, it happened, I don't know, like 20 times within the 2 or 3 weeks period. It depends on the timeline. And then they decide, okay, we have to make a change because it's not durable. It doesn't work the way that we want. And this is the quality standard that they set for themselves, for their product that they want to have. Or they might also say, you know what? This happened only 2 times, 3 times. We will figure it out aftermarket within the warranty time. Because this is also something that they also count in the product as development, because not so many times aftermarket, because some of the parts also get transferred to new models with old parts as well, right? Some of the push buttons you still see in the new models as well. Then they again, back to the main point. Sorry for jumping back and forth. Then they decide, okay, this is something that we, need to change because it's not satisfying for us. This is not what we are expecting, that our customer will get that type of product. They might make an update on the product, contact their supplier, or internally, if it's internal, an own part that they can, manage internally. They update that. They send us the new product or new hardware version. We install it, configure it to the right car again, and then we test it again. That's basically the main part of testing. So this is only one part, but again, this applies to any of the car section, like again, steering wheel is something different. Those kind of buttons, open this here. The seat is a whole section. There's a lot of like studies internally on this leather, the fold and all that stuff. It's a big process behind vehicle testing. So there's a lot of programs, a certain time that you stress the system. That's also pretty big and very important with that, because you have to stress the system, you have to touch it, and you have to constantly, on each shift when the test drivers are driving that, you might also have a co-driver that is constantly testing while driving those buttons and make the reports of that. Okay, today was okay, check mark, check mark. Today was this was not okay. And then you start the reporting process. And for the reporting process, we will make a separate video that we have our own system on how we report the issues. But that's a separate video because it will take too long.